What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at the MEEPO V4S.
Scotty. Who's Scotty?
Really quickly before we go ride, you can see straight away it's now coming out with these honeycomb wheels. I didn't like these on the last board I tested, but for some reason these ones feel nicer. I don't know if they're using a different formula or it's just because this is using a different ESC and a different motor, but they actually feel quite nice. They've also upgraded the motors from the V4. This now has the 540 watt 5th generation motor on the back of this one, dual hub. Still has a 10S 2P battery and an ER battery option available, so 144 watt hours and 288, I believe. I'll put it on the screen if that's wrong. The deck is still super strong and can hold up to a 150 kilo rider, and it's still using the same 45-degree shredder trucks. Obviously there has been a look change. They've changed the aesthetics of the board. I really think this feels more mature, if that's the right word to put it. It just looks more polished. Same enclosures. They have done some additional waterproofing around all here. On the previous model, I had some minor concerns around these vents, but these are all fully sealed now with rubber gaskets. All right guys, that's enough talking. Let's jump on the board. Let's go for a ride. Let me show you what I like about this board. And as always, we will do a SWOT analysis at the end. A couple of areas that I think we can work on, but all in all, this is a very good board. Let's do it. Alright guys, and here is the first ride on the V4S from MEEPO. Now as I mentioned, upgraded motors, some nice new deck hardware, new look, new wheels, same 45-degree shredder trucks, same 2 battery options, same FOC, Lingy, ESC, just an all in all good, under $500 budget board. We are comfortably sitting on right now 34 kilometers per hour. And it definitely has more to give. Hey guys. Now something really cool that I like that MEEPO does, and when I say does, has done. I don't know if they've done on other boards, but I've just noticed it on this one. When I was pulling it apart to look at everything, they have, let's say, factory tuned the trucks on this board. So on the front, you've got 92A durometer bushings. On the rear, you've got 100A. Now, for you guys who are new to e-skate, if you're experienced, you know why they're doing this. The rear is where you want your stability. The front is where you want to have your maneuverability for your steering and so on. Now these tires are handling this light crap really well. Oh, really wet. Now the next thing you're going to want to take into consideration is your foot size or the deck size. Now as you can see here, I'm a US 11 and I just fit on this. If I was any bigger, I think I would be a little bit uncomfortable because of the really nice flared concaved edges. Me being US 11, no problems at all. You know what they say about big feet? Big socks. So let's fly along here and stop. We normally do around 25 kilometers per hour. So let's go up to 25. Right, there's 25 right there. I'm gonna hit the brake on the second black spot you'll see. So here we go, that's 25k an hour. There's the first black spot and stop. Okay, so that's brake mode 4. So I'll just walk back to the spot so you can see. Now that was from 25 kilometers per hour. It's a little bit longer than what I would expect. Let's pace it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So probably around 10 meters stopping distance. So that is one of the payoffs for having such a smooth ESC. Now that they moved to the FOC Lingy, the brakes aren't as aggressive. You know, that was always, people either loved the brakes or they hated them. And if you hated them, You always complained that they were too aggressive. Well, now the acceleration is super smooth, but the brakes are also a little bit smoother and not as aggressive, not as strong. But it still stops you very well, so it's still enough to push me forward, but it's not gonna lock up the back wheels. Now this whole path was actually underwater, so it's covered in like just mud and silk, so I can't go too deep on my calves because it could slide on all the dirt and just dust. Guys, let's do 0 to 40, see how it goes. We're in speed mode 4. We have actually used half the battery, so there will be a little bit of battery sag. So you'll notice when I take off, it won't be super jarry or fast, but let's go 0 to 40 in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, a little bit slow there. 11, 12, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 27, 28, 31, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, stop. All right. Let's quickly do the SWOT analysis on the MEEPO V4S. All in all, a very nice board. Still like everything that I liked about the original V4. The V4S is even better. Really like the wheels. As I mentioned at the beginning, I did not like these wheels on the Wellgo. For some reason on this board, I think it's the motors, maybe the 540 watt or just a different brand of motors. It just feels nicer. It really does react well on small corrugations. These are still definitely not off-road wheels. This is for urban commuting, last mile solution, city roads, footpaths. That's about it, honestly. The next thing I really like about this board, the next strength, is definitely the trucks. The 45-degree shredder trucks paired perfectly with those 92A bushings at the front and the 100A in the rear. Just makes carving on this board predictable and enjoyable. Like, you don't feel wobbles, you don't feel out of control, you don't feel like it's sort of tipping like a seesaw, so sort of, you know, left, middle, right. It's just really flowy and just actually does feel really nice. The next thing I really like is the deck and the fact that it's rated to 150 kilos. Obviously the motors, the new look, the new deck hardware, as I mentioned at the beginning, those deck savers or those anti-sink washers that are on every single enclosure bolt. All right guys, now let's move on to weaknesses. What's the weaknesses of this board? What lets this board down? Well, there's two things. The first thing is the remote control charge port. It's still micro USB. I'd love to see USB-C put onto this. These guys are hanging in there with their micro. I don't like them. I'm sure 99 or 98.3% of you guys don't like micro USB. It's time, MEEPO, to put a USB-C on this remote control. The next thing I don't like, and it's a weakness and an opportunity, and that's the battery size. Now I know you can get the ER if you want, but I think as a base model, and I know MEEPO is trying really hard to make the best electric skateboard under $500, and I honestly do think it is, but 144 watt-hour battery is just too small. They need to bump that up just a tiny bit. You know, a couple extra cells, get that up to 170, 180, 200 watt-hours will make such a difference. Me being 100 kilos, I get around 8 to 9 kilometers pushing the board reasonably hard. And of course, lastly, threats. Well, there's no threats on the board. No ghost accelerations, no cutouts, no issues whatsoever. The board's performed exactly how it should. The Fock Lingy is smooth, it's reliable, and those adjustable brakes just make it even better. So good job, MEEPO, on that new Lingy ES. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm starting to get eaten alive by mosquitoes, so let's wrap it up super quickly. All the YouTube business stuff. If you've enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you've got any comments or questions, chuck them down below. We've got an awesome announcement coming up very soon about Christmas. We're taking the channel on a holiday, and it's going to be a sponsored holiday, and we're going to have an electric skateboard in a different country that we're going to ride and do a whole lot of challenges on. So that's coming up. I'm going to announce that in the next probably 6 to 8 weeks to give where I'm going time to hopefully get some riders who want to meet up. And at the end of the holiday, the board that I'm riding, I'm going to give away to one local rider. So the full announcement coming out in the next probably 4 to 6 weeks. If you've got any comments or questions about the V4 or the V4S or any MEEPO board, chuck them down below. And if you are interested in getting a MEEPO board, there's a link down below. In full transparency, it is an affiliate link, and anytime you purchase a board with that link, it costs you nothing extra, but it does give me a small kickback to help run this channel, and I really appreciate it. All right, guys, with that said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, always skate safe, wear a helmet, and we'll see you on the next video. Yo!
One moment, Mr. Davies.